You just installed Power BI on your computer and now you're wondering, how can I make a nice visual with this tool? Today's video, it's all about creating your first report in Power BI. So let's jump in. First of all, you'll need to download the file. It's available in the description link of the video. So once you have the link, you open a new version of Power BI. On the main screen of Power BI, you will want to upload the file. We have an Excel spreadsheet to upload into Power BI. So I will select Excel. Now you need to search for your file that you just have downloaded. Once it's done, you click on Open. You select the table name in the spreadsheet. If you have many, you can select more of one. In this example, we only have one, so we'll select the sales table. And then you have two options. You can load the file directly. This will bring you to the main screen of Power BI. Or if you do transform data, this will open the Power Query editor. So this is where you can edit your file, transform your data, and make a bit of cleanup in your file. For this current example, the file doesn't need to be clean, so we'll just do load. On the right side of the screen, we see that we have now our table sales that is available, and we see every column that is available for us for our reporting. If you want to have a closer look to the file, you can go under the table view on the left, and when you select the table view, you'll be able to see all your data that is currently in the sales table. We'll go back to the report view where we can create our visual. First visual I like to create is a matrix. This visual is pretty useful. If you want to have a closer look at your data, it's usually the go-to tool that I use for. Click on matrix. You can extend just a bit so we see it better. So what I want to do is to have my category by product. So first of all, I will drag my category. I can click on category and bring it on a row like this, or let's say for product that I also want, I can just click on it. So now by clicking Power BI, I have assumed that I want the product as a column, but in reality, I want the product in a row. So I will just drag this up. Next thing, I will go get total sales. I also want my total cost, my margin, and my quantity. But I would like to have my quantity at first. So I'll just go down and I will drag quantity at top. Perfect. So we now have our matrix. We can drill down at the product view if we click on the small plus on the matrix. I don't really like the format of the number. So to change this, I will just click on quantity and I will click on the small comma over here to have a decimal number, but with no decimal. So this will just format the number the way I want. I will do this for all the other items. Good, so I will place this at the bottom. Okay, first thing I want to bring to your attention is when I click on the Canva outside of the matrix, everything is white. So it's a bit hard to see where my matrix ends. So usually what I like to do, I like to put just a small format into the matrix so it's a bit easier to work with and the visual will also look better. So to do this, if the format table is not available, you need to go under View and select Format. Once this is done, make sure that you have selected the matrix and we will go under Size and Style. We'll activate the visual border. This will put a nice line around the matrix. And the second option I like to do is to add a bit of shadow around the matrix. So this just make your visual a bit nicer when you do this. And it's also easier to see where your matrix is ending. So if you want to drag it around, it's a bit easier just to select the matrix properly. Next thing I want to do is to add a title. I will show you two ways of doing this. So let's say you want to add a tile. Many users will be tempted to use a shape like this. We'll say, let's see, I resize a bit. Under shape and style, I have the text option, cells and margins. This at 16, and I will fill the color. I will use a different color for this. I have a tile for my visual. But for me, this is not the best way to use this. When you move your matrix, your tile won't follow up. And this is something I don't like. So we won't delete this box that we have created. We'll put it at the top for the tile. I believe this is a better approach to create your tile. So you click on the matrix. Under tile, you just activate this option. And then you can enter the tile, cells, and margin. I'll put the font at 16. The text color will be white. I will reproduce the same as the previous style. The background will be blue. One more thing, I want this to be center, so I can do this right there. So for me, this is a better way. So when you will move your matrix, the tile will follow. So now I want to create my cells by month. And to have a line for my margin. So to do this, you can, to save some time, you can just copy paste the visual. So I'll do Control C on the keyboard, Control V. I have my second visual. I'll just drag this on the right. Now to change the data, you can click on Build a Visual. We'll delete the information. I'll keep my total cells and my margin. I'll go back on Data. I'll expand the date in the hierarchy. I'll select the month. So this is something I like about Power BI is you can start building a visual with a matrix, like this example, and you can switch to what you want. So you have other type of visual that you can select right over here, or you can just go back on the insert table or home to change your visual. I will take this visual at the top, the column chart. Now I have my cells, I have my margin, but I want my margin to be aligned as it's shown in the small icon over here. So I'll just take my margin and I will drag it on the line y-axis. So right now I have my line, this is perfect. If I want to rename, I forgot to do this, but let's say over here for the matrix, I have I want to get rid of the sum. So I will click again on Build a Visual, double click on the item I want to change, and I will just delete the name. I'll do this for the 4 of them. Good. I'll do the same with the other visual. I'll go back under format. I just want to update my tile. So this is sales and margin by month. The next thing I want to do is I want to be able to slice and dice my data for my online store and my physical store. For this, I will just click over here. I will add a new visual. So make sure that none of your current visual are selected. Click on the white in the Canva. Select the donut chart. Select data over here, and we'll select total sales. We'll select also distribution. Great. So now if we look, I still don't have the style of my 2 previous visuals. What I can do is I click on one. I can go over here and just take the brush. I click on the brush, and then I click on my new donut chart visual. And just like that, all my visual, all the look and feel I have put in my previous visual will be copy and paste to the new one. So this is pretty helpful to save some time. Next, we'll change the title. I just want to remove the sum of in my title. So the next one will be a map. I want to have my cells by state or province, since we're in Canada for this one. I'll select the map. I'll go get data. For this one, I want my province. I will select again my total sales. Now we'll just change a bit the look. So before doing that, we'll just change the title to sales. This, delete. I'll copy the style from a previous visual. as I shown previously. The bubble are a bit small, so I want them a bit bigger. I'll select my visual under Format, Bubble, and we can bring this a bit big. I will say 10 should be okay. So that's good. Now you can scroll with your mouse to zoom on the visual, but for a new user, they might not think that this is an option. What I like to do is to turn on a small feature for this. So the feature is available under Map Setting. You expand Control, and you have the Zoom button. So this will put you just two nice buttons that will say to the user that they are able to zoom in on the visual to have a nicer look. If you're building a dark visual, you can also in the style change the look and feel. So for example, I have a dark visual that is available. So you can have a quick look at what is available for the style. Next thing, I want to be able to slice and dice my report by category. To do this, I will select the slicer at the top. I will go get my category. I have a list. With the list, you can select the item one by one, or if you press Ctrl on your keyboard, you can make a multiple selection. I'll just keep it like this. I want to show other option. Under Format, for the slicer, you can go under Slicer Setting, and you have three options with this one. A vertical list, a tile, you have the drop-down menu. This is the option I want. And then in the selection, you have the option to have single select, so this will allow the user to select only one item. They won't be able to press Ctrl to do multiple selection. And at the bottom you have select all. This is the option I want. Like this, we'll be able to select all just at once. Let's copy paste the style. So we see my title is not there. I will add this category. I also have another text like a subtitle. It's actually not the subtitle, it is activated, so we should see. So it's the slicer header that is on. I will put this off. I'll copy the visual, so Ctrl C, Ctrl V, date, and we'll just add the date. So we'll be able to slice and dice a report. We'll select my month. So now I just want to show you this, the slicer setting. It's the same setting as previously. If I go back on data and I remove the date, I won't select the month, I will select the full date over here. And if we go back to the format, we see under option style, we have much more option. And I will take the between option. Now with the date, you can select a specific date for the start and a specific date also for the end. If you don't want to drag the circle to select the date, you can also click on the small calendar and pick the exact date. Great, so now we are there. We have finished our first visual, but before we end all this, I just want to show you a few small tips with the matrix. So we see over here, we have all the category, and below we have the product. And we see at the top, we have some small arrow. So I just want to show you how you can leverage these because it's very useful. So let's say you want to see all the product and keep the category. You can click on this one to expand one level of the hierarchy. And this will give you all your category and all the product below them. That's pretty good. If you want to regroup at the category level, you just click on the drill up. Now let's say I want just to see what is under accessory. I can click on this arrow down to drill down, and I click on accessory. This will zoom in only on the category accessory and show me the product that are below the accessory in the hierarchy. If I want to go up, I click again, drill up. Now let's say I only want to see the next level in the hierarchy. I will click on the two arrow right here, and then I will be at the product level in my matrix. So this is pretty useful when you want to navigate in your data. Also, of course, the report, you can slice and dice the information on clicking on different visual, just like this. And let's say you're under the matrix, you have selected a specific product. So everything is zoomed in based on this product, but you forgot where you last selected your data. So to unfilter everything, what you can do, you just select any of those graphs. Let's say I will take March over here. I click on March, this will zoom on March, and if I click again, this will undo all filter in Power BI. So I'm back to square one with my visual. And last thing I want to show you before we end this video is how to have conditional formatting on your visual. So I will want to add, like, I want to know quickly which product has the best margin. I'll click on data over here. I'll select margin, right click on margin, and I will select conditional formatting. First one will take background color. So the lowest margin will be with a more clear color, and the highest margin will be a bit darker. Let's say I will keep this like this. So I click OK. Now I see that my best margin are in my electronic. If I expand quickly, I see that it's my laptop that have the best margin. So another thing we can do, we can go back, remove conditional formatting. We can select a specific conditional formatting or just remove everything. In this case, it's only one, so it doesn't matter. I will select all. And again, I will right click on margin, conditional formatting, and we'll select the data bar. It's just a different look and feel depending on what you prefer. So that's it for today. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Don't forget to follow the channel to see more videos like this one about Power BI. Until next time, have a good one. Bye everyone.